God first. Put God first in everything you do. Everything that I have is by the grace of God. Understand that. It's a gift. I've been protected. I've been directed. I've been corrected. I've kept God in my life and it's kept me humble. I didn't always stick with him, but he always stuck with me. So stick with him in everything you do. If you think you want to do what you think I've done, then do what I've done and stick with God.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Wayne Campbell.
And I'm Sheila Campbell.
And this is your morning drive with the driver's side. Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Are you?
Yeah.
You sure? Kind of ripped into you a little early, didn't I?
Well, no, it's just your normal grumpiness in the morning.
That's not normal all the
Yes, it
time.
is.
No, it's not. Look at this thing I got on my head. Did you see this mountain? It's got its own zip code. What am I, junior high? Jeez, I got a zit this morning. You know, it's God. And then, you know, I'm just going through my news feed last night. It's just like one company after another hitting. Recruiting is in full force in the trucking industry. I'll say that.
Well, yeah, because you either asked or you typed in about recruitment or trucking schools. And so once that goes into your feed on Google, man, you're going to get bombarded. I know because the computer is bombarded with it, too, because I wanted to do some research on it, too.
And whether it's YouTube or Facebook, they'll show you. It's ridiculous. It's out of control, in my opinion. But it's not just the same old recruiters. There's new recruiters in the game, which we'll talk about later in the show, or pretty early in the show, but we're ending it with a positive note today.
We are.
Right?
Yeah. I'm trying to find good, positive trucking news within the industry every day. So I'm hoping that at least once a day I can find some, because it's not very good. But yesterday was an eye opener, even more so than normal. And I just want to kind of stay away from that.
I'm trying to get it out. Let the audience build. Good morning, everybody. As this goes out, but what were you saying? Like, what did you just say? Because that last word, what were you saying? The positive. Trying to stay positive. Right. Trying to stay in that lane, right. And it's not easy. No. And that's why I said let's do companies. Let's talk about trucking, recruiting, and how they're doing it, and who they're putting in that seat, how they're putting them in that seat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Schools,
yeah, the trucking schools and their pitches and all this stuff, from driver salute. They got the solution all the way to, well, robotics in trucking. So we'll talk about that this morning a little bit later, but let's get to our shout outs. And it's because I want to shout out to Rooster. Good morning, sir. How are you? My car hauler out there in Jersey. I'm coming to Jersey, bro. My grandmother is actually buried in Jersey City, so I'm going to go see my grandmother and come see you at the same time. I used to deliver mail there in Hoboken. Good old Hoboken. I want to visit good old Stadium Pizza too. Should stop and get pizza every time I rolled in.
Get a slice?
Yeah, get a slice. And yeah, I got a slice for sure. For a year running that mail, boy, I doughed up like Doughboy. Like, oh God, like the Pillsbury. It was ridiculous.
I love pizza though.
But before we get into today's show and get there, and while we're in these mentions, I want to mention somebody this morning. His name's Dooner James Livingston. The one dude that I love following over on YouTube is Dooner. This dude is true to trucking. He's always yelling. But some dude made an impression of him. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to get his stuff. He's called The Traveling Man over on YouTube. I want to interview you, brother. I know you shared some of our content this morning, so I'm going to share this. This is a guy imitating him real quick. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dooner Livingstone and The Traveling Man. I know I'm cooler than you. You know I'm cooler than you, and I'm just going to prove it by making these really cool videos. Now, don't watch these videos in front of your kids because I cuss a lot. But I like making videos. I don't make videos for you. I make videos for me. So today, we're going to complain about other truck drivers. Because other truck drivers suck a lot. I hate other truck drivers. In fact, I hate other truck drivers so much, I'm going to park this truck and I'm going to go play with my micro machines and my Matchbox cars and make videos about how other drivers suck. I hate four-wheelers. I hate truck drivers. I hate cops. I hate them all. And I yell. I don't know why I'm yelling. I yell all the time. I yell when I'm narrating a video in my office.
He does. But he's really cool, guys. If you're looking for some good entertainment and true to trucking and grassroots, his dad was a driver of the whole nine. I actually shared some of his content the other day. Him with his dad and his dad's truck. He's, I believe, but like I said, I want to interview him. But, and then you got these guys out there. Kelly, Kelly, Shane, and I hate truck drivers too. I hate these two right here.
Oh, yeah, whatever. You do not. You just saw Justin the other day.
I did.
Yeah.
So, but this is cool that they're hanging out together and stuff like that. But Kelly and Christy reached out to me because a lady reached out to the driver's side.
Yeah.
And she wanted us to get a message out to the drivers. COVID-19 is still around. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's going to get worse. But the sad part is we're still losing people. I want to spend a special shout out to Shawnee Lindsay. Her husband passed away from COVID-19. He was a driver for 40 years and worked for Mercer. You're in our thoughts and prayers, and we're sorry for your loss and your condolences.
To you and your family, sincerely.
Right. It's tough. It's not easy out there these days. It's just not. And Kelly, Shane, and Christy, thank you for enlightening us about that situation.
Yeah. And he, as we always say, he's up trucking heaven's highways.
Right.
And 40 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, that's someone who's got some time in.
My dad was in the transportation industry for 40 years too.
That's crazy.
He was behind the wheel the whole time, but he was in the transportation industry for 4 years.
That's an old school driver and someone who obviously loved the industry to stick 40 years through it.
Yeah, and it's nowadays the industry's nothing like it used to be.
Mm-mm.
Now you got all these schools with all these pitches and stuff like that, which we're going to get into this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we can get ready to take a small break and
come back and say our good morning.
Come back and say our good morning. So I guess I'll load up Dennis Hicks and we'll be right back.
All of this, getting loads, things like that, it's very convenient.
So getting loads.
Because we used to have to go watch a TV screen in a truck stop.
Correct. So getting loads today, you use apps. Yes. And so you're a load board company.
Yes.
And you use which ones?
I use DAT and I use Truck Stop.
Okay. So those are the two top apps.
Those are the two top apps that I use the most.
That's good to know. All right. So basically we went from having a guy for that to having an app for that.
Correct.
Which we'll get into more this morning because, boy, do I got a guy for you this morning. And he's got my name. Oh, boy. Let's get to our good mornings.
Hi. Hi. Good morning.
Call around for each other. I'm telling them back in the day, an app for that. Now we have Google for everything, but bartending, I was a bartender for so long that before all those apps and stuff came out, we'd have to call each other. Someone have a question, we'd have trivia questions or whatever, and we'd be calling all over cities and stuff, calling each other, trying to find out who knew the answer to it.
What about 411?
Yeah.
Remember good old 411?
Yeah, information.
411, can I help you?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you can help me. Is your fridge running? You better catch it.
Yeah, now we just Google it.
Well, speaking of Google, I Googled turnover rate this morning in the trucking industry, which we'll be talking about here after our good mornings. Justin Pomerantz, good morning. Judy, good morning. John Hall, good morning. I hope you and your wife are doing well. It's been a while since I feel like I met you. Judy. Dennis Hicks, good morning. John Freese, Phil Amigo, Tristan. Right, Sniper.
Teddy Bear.
Sniper and Teddy Bear. All right. Look at you knowing their handles. Look at you. Keith Becker, good morning. Renee Mueller, good morning. Lisa Marie, get it, bro. What up, bro?
That's just bro.
Bro. What up, bro? That's our Vegas people.
Yeah,
shout out to our Vegas people.
Mac.
Michael Bobin, how are you? Sonny, good morning, Sonny. How are you today?
Morning,
and look, Sonny, don't get all offended today, okay? To 3 to 4 weeks. Just don't. I talked to Sonny the other day. He got mad at me.
What?
He's like, dude, in 3 to 4 week course, I went there. I said, Sonny, is that where you learned to drive truck? He says, no, I used to drive with my dad. I said, okay, then. Enough said.
Right.
Seriously, bro. Right. Get it. Gary coming here, getting his fix this morning. Glenn Calais Jr., where you been?
Hi, bro.
Did your Volvo break down or something?
Hi,
Did your Volvo break down? I haven't seen you on the feed, but I've seen your dad on the feed. Paul, good morning. How are you? Alan Jones, probably loading that wagon or unloading that wagon. I saw you the other day. You're always.
Baraboo, Wisconsin.
What?
I just like that name, Baraboo.
Baraboo.
Or
I like Alan Jones.
Baraboo.
I like Alan Jones. I hope Alan Jones sticks around this morning because there's some things that we're gonna talk about that he's seen quite a bit of throughout his career. I mean, come on, the pitches are ridiculous these days. Alicia, good morning. Terry, good morning. Is it Abriel? Good morning. Greg Martin, good morning. Mark Eastep, good morning. Catherine, good morning. She says, good morning. I know a company you have to have been driving at least 8 months, had to have come from an accredited school and not be under contract with any other company. When you go through orientation, they determine if you need to go with a driver for a while. We're going to talk about that this morning, actually. There's a lot of companies out here pitching a lot of crap. I tell you that right now. Diane, good morning. Ron, Amy Pitts. There's Amy Pitts. There's
Morning,
Amy Pitts
Amy.
this morning. Good morning. Glenn Calais.
She answered on our what now question. So
All right.
I appreciate that.
And then there's Glenn Clay. How many did you get any answers on your what now?
There wasn't a lot for this one, and I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, not many people participate.
No, I haven't checked the group yet. I think there was only like 3 answers though, and Amy was one of them over on the page. And I haven't checked the group yet.
And to
I
Dennis,
think there was a couple of them over there.
I saw Dennis Hicks.
Dennis
was a great answer.
Yes.
We appreciate that. Renee.
Well, we appreciate everyone who did answer.
So Renee Christopher, Sheila.
Good morning, Renee.
It's Renee. She was flipping a lid the other day.
Yeah.
In the truck, but then she slid off the payment. I want to say yesterday, and a driver helped her out, and she said it restored faith in humanity for her.
Yeah, good.
Glad to hear that part right there.
Back in her
Moses, good morning. Terrence Cooper, good morning. All right, we got that one. Becky Underwood.
Sarasota.
Becky Underwood, good morning. Pennington, Mr. Robert, good morning. Brittany Akins, good morning. Chad Rooster, good morning.
Good morning,
That's
Rooster.
I made sure I said make sure you put Rooster down on the mentions. Glenn Calais. Been away from Facebook for a few days since I've been home just hanging out with my family, but probably going to be heading out sometime today.
Be safe out there. The weather's really bad, you guys, and we're going to get into it, okay?
I want to say this, Glenn, I'm glad you unplug when you go home. Dennis Hicks does the same thing. And you know what? I need to learn to do the same thing. I tell you that. But unfortunately, it's my job to watch these people, Jay, you know. So it's what we do. We have a show. So what's trending in your industry, we got to keep up on. Who's recruiting, who's not, what's a good company, what's a bad company, who do you trust these days?
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's out of control.
Right.
You know, which we're going to talk about. But I want to say thank you, Glenn, for unplugging and doing it the way you do. And your dad, dude, is awesome. I want to talk to both of you guys, actually, personally, on a personal level, not for the show, but personally. I want to know what's going on with your dad, dude. I do. I hope he's doing good. He's all about his family. Loves his grandkids. Love that about him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Family
and
man.
He is. And it's family values are important. Values in general are important.
Correct.
You know, the trucking industry used to run off of values, old school values.
And there's still some out there who do.
It just seems like it's being harder and harder to find.
Well, it is. I think, and I don't know if that's because of the new drivers coming in, or I'm not really quite sure why, exact reason why. I'm sure everyone has their own theories of what's going on, but we do know that as far as like with schools and stuff, you know, it's important. It is to find a good school. We're not talking about you drivers who've had previous experience. We're talking about new drivers. I mean, brand new drivers that are coming into the industry who are confused and basically naive about everything. They have no clue.
Well, U.S. Express is open 24/7 for you to get that job.
Right.
There it is.
Right.
Look at that. This is like a new one that goes on my feed these days. And it's a pitch. We're here 24/7 for you.
Right.
All right. It's U.S. Express. 80% of our drivers are seated in only 3 days. In 3 days. My goodness, Sheila. What have you come across so far that you've been looking at this past day?
Well, you know, okay. So when you're going online, and so for me, so say if I was a new driver coming into it, no experience or anything as far as that, what I notice is that they like to use keywords. Okay. And so you're reading it and they have big highlighted ones of the possibility or what looks really good. Okay. Say for like, say instance, like, oh, $75,000.
I'm trying to give it to you right there, honey.
Right. Or some of them will use keywords that say up to. That doesn't mean you. That just means up to. You could possibly. So once you get in and you're down at 35 or 40, don't be surprised that you're not getting that 75, and it's not false advertisement, because in some instances, in some cases, there could be possibly, even if there's one even if there's one person who made up to $75,000, is not false advertisement because you could make up to.
Well, look at
that
this
amount.
lineup, Sheila.
Right.
How
And
much
so-
money do truck drivers make?
Right.
Swift veterans make more per mile.
Mhm.
Apply now. This one application, multiple opportunities. Well, there's US Express right there. I think they're involved with Too Simple now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's US Express variant. What's
Yeah.
this variants all over? And then here you go. More dedicated routes, more home time, consistent freight. Then you got Pam Logistics with Driver Solutions, people teaming up,
Right.
and they're just pumping it out.
Right.
You know, but like you said, though, they could one person can say that, and there you go. You know, the one person can say it that they made. The one person that made 75,000. Well, market that.
Right. And it's not, like I said, it's not false advertisement, but they use they like to use they'll use keywords like starting at, up to, as low as. Okay, those are all keywords that get you in, and it's not necessarily true, and it's not going to necessarily apply to you.
It's called
but
a hook.
It is a hook, and it is like a little tricky wording that they use. And like I said, it's not false advertisement. So, you know, I feel like a lot of them, because of how they sell it too, like they'll put in their there's other things too, like they try to, what is it, target demographic targeting.
Well, that's why they use like,
And-
what do truck drivers make, or how much should you make in your first year? 65,000.
Or no upfront costs, or tuition paid, or
Are you tired of making $8 an hour?
right, or you make or full room and board accommodations.
The whole nine.
Correct. And so there's hooks that go along with these schools, and they are very, very enticing. They are very enticing. I want to read something real quick that that one of them was out of one of the articles that I was kind of reading, or one of the enticements and promotions, and it kind of seems positive, but at the same time you're like, oh, I mean, it's like almost rock bottom of the barrel kind of a thing. And so he goes on to say, hold on one second, I've got notes, you guys, like there's no time.
Can I play a guy that's pitching it right here?
Trucker Wayne with Driver Solutions. How is everybody today? Today, we are going to talk about the haters. And if you're thinking about getting into the business, so if you're thinking about getting into the business, you've been online and you've seen the haters, right? You've seen them. They tell you you won't get the miles. Why? Because they didn't. They'll tell you you won't get home. Why? Because they didn't. They'll tell you all kinds of things. This is about a lot of people that didn't do a lot of things in trucking. We're here to tell you, you don't have to listen to them haters. It's your life. If you're thinking about getting into trucking, it's your life. I'm telling you, many people get the miles, many. And many other people get the pay and get the home time. You know, the thing is, if you're checking it all out, and this is why we created this page, because we want the positive path to trucking success to tell you it can be done. We're excited because Driver Solutions is there to help you get into this business, and they helped me. The great thing about it is that we have a page now. This is huge. Truckers have a page now where we're truthful. We talk about the reality in trucking, and we're positive about it, and there's a lot of great things going on in trucking. So you got to remember that.
Right. And so, okay. And they probably do. And they probably have a lot of key exciting words in there, because you try to be excited to get those people in there. I mean, that's their job. And that's their job.
He's telling you, don't listen to the haters, bro.
Right.
We got you.
Right. So they don't want you, a lot of them don't want you to find out about it and find out the reality of a lot of the things that go on within the industry. So for instance, they'll like use key enticing lures as far as, do you want to see the country and get paid to do it? You get paid up to $60,000 your first year. Career advancement, paid tuition, start driving right away. 100% job placement, no contract, great benefits, more miles, get licensed in less than 3 weeks. No experience necessary. No high school diploma or GED necessary. Get a new truck. Become your own boss. Own your own truck. No credit needed. Housing available while in school. Do you dream of being on the road? Yeah. So all those things are.
My God.
Right.
Where do I go? Do I go to that page
Right.
to find that stuff?
Right. And it's not just with one, though. And this is what I found of checking over like a lot of the schools, of going through what their advertisements are for those schools. They're all pretty much the same. They all pretty much say the same thing. They all pretty much have the same advertisement, just worded a little bit differently. There's not a whole lot of difference in between them. And I get it. You know, you don't want to come out and go, oh, my goodness gracious, you're not going to be home once every 2 months. You might get stalled out at the shipper. You might get, I mean, if you put all of that in there behind a lot of the truth that happens in the industry to a lot of you drivers, it's not that enticing. Okay. So I get why that they do it. Like I said, but there needs to be more truth involved in that. If you're going to put all the positive.
Why don't they put this in there? Also, in this industry, even at 92%, truck driver turnover rates are still lower than the average of 2019, which was much slower year for trucking overall. But even at 92%, it's a 92% turnover rate. So are they, like you said, in all this literature that you're coming across, they don't mention that out of 100 people that you're sitting with in that class, how many are going to make it?
Right. I mean, it's like depending on how big the class size is.
100 out of 100. How many are going to make it at 92%?
Right. Well,
at 92%.
10.
No, 5. How many are going to make a career? Well, yeah, 10. But how many are going to make a career out of it? Don't make that class. But how many will actually make a career out of it?
3.
If you're lucky. If you're lucky.
Right.
My issue is with all this pitch and all this literature. Where do you go?
Right.
Who do you trust?
You really have to do some research into it, and you have to think of it. And I think that people coming into the industry need to think of it as is just like with any school, like with any secondary school, is that, you know, don't just go into your first one.
Well, why not? Why don't I just go to Martin and make 68 cents per mile?
Wow, who's making that?
It's Martin Transport. Wow. I used to work for them. I never saw 68 cents per mile. That's crazy. CDL truck drivers now earn up to 68 cents per mile on routes with exclusive pay boosters.
Oh, yeah.
With exclusive pay boosters.
Yeah. That's the other enticing thing as far as sign-on bonuses, too, that you get a sign-on bonus. So.
Well, what about pay, Sheila? What about the pay?
Yeah, well, it doesn't ever start there at 68 cents, not for a brand new rookie coming into the industry.
Well, Trucker Wayne, I think, has the answer.
Oh.
You know, and I found him on YouTube. You can also find Trucker Wayne on YouTube. And he talks about the first year of truck right here, numbers.
Trucker Wayne with Driver Solutions. How's everybody today? Doing the morning or the daily video here in the room. The truck is done. Gonna pick it up. Get rolling again. I see some time off coming off very soon here at the end of April. I'm going to be taking 3 weeks going up to Seattle, take care of my son's dog while they're in Europe, and then see them when they come back. So excited about that. But I wanted to talk about truck driver pay, realistic truck driver pay, especially after Trucker Chad and I came off that great interview yesterday. You heard a lot of numbers that were thrown around there. And what happens, too, is when you watch stuff like that, anybody would want to, in any industry, get the kind of numbers that Chad and I were talking about. And it's really hard in your first year when you hear numbers like we were throwing around. And then you hear Trucker G talk about, well, you should probably put 2 years in before you get into the owner op thing. There is a progression in truck driver pay, everyone.
See, that's the thing about the truck driver pay alone.
Right. You
got too many people telling people too many things.
Right. And one of them, you know, some of them start off at really lower numbers, you know. I didn't see really any of them. I mean, most of them were starting that they would start at, okay. And here's the thing. So they put the numbers out there, and it could be like, they'll start at $700 a week to up to $1,500 a week. And maybe quite possibly that is true, but is that before or after taxes? Is that their gross or is that the net? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask Trucker B or Trad, or I don't know. There's too many people to ask. I don't know because Martin says 68 cents.
Right. Well, that doesn't seem real.
On exclusive pay boosters.
Yeah. Well.
Well, they work on a sliding scale, actually. It's a bunch of crap.
And that,
because here's the deal.
Yeah.
In the end, currently, Driver Solutions doesn't seem like they have the solution.
If I have a lot of people that follow me in Driver Solutions and C1, if you're thinking and if you're, worried about coming over to Pam from what you heard online, I'm telling everybody that you may want to not worry quite as much because it's exciting times. If you're a Pam driver and you're thinking about bolting right now, you may want to rethink that because of the things that I heard inside there too. It's going to be an exciting time for Pam. So if you're thinking about bolting, you may want to rethink that because, I've been on doing this for 8 years and I've never led anyone astray, and I'm not about to start now. I'm excited. I'm with them. Got the truck there, the Peterbilt Model 579, and I'm ready to roll. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there.
Genie. It doesn't seem like he's too confident right now, or people aren't confident within Drivers or Pam. They don't know what to do now.
Oh, right.
Because that's currently.
Well, what I heard out of that whole thing is if you're thinking about bolting, well, why are they thinking about bolting in the first place? That you need to tell them if you're thinking about bolting, don't bolt. Not yet, because we got good things coming. So there weren't good things before, and you're just implementing them now, or I don't understand. If it was that great before, why would current drivers be thinking about bolting?
I was kind of getting the same questions because people think I'm Trucker Wayne.
Oh,
right. Why do you think I found this guy?
Oh.
Okay, it blows me away. But the sad part is, Sheila, in the end, here's Trucker Wayne right here at Driver Solutions. But you know where I found this one? On an ad for self-driving trucks.
Oh.
Too Simple is expanding its Tucson operation in a big way as it builds out a nationwide network of autonomous commercial trucks and adds major new trucking partners. The company will expand its test center and trucking hub on East Old Vale Road by 35,000 square feet and more than 100 jobs over the next year or so, said Robert Brown, Senior Director of External Affairs for San Diego-based Too Simple. The new employees, including engineers and drivers, will join about 200 Tucson workers at the current 50,000 square foot facility at Old Vale Road and help company build out autonomous trucking network, Brown said. And then right below it, it's Pam with Drive Solutions recruiting. Right below it, it says, get Class A CDL training. Okay. So what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's kind of a conflict there.
Correct. I mean, are we serious?
Yeah.
What is this industry going through?
They're just putting ads.
They put out whatever. They're targeting, like you said, they're demographic targeting.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whether and from what it seems is people are leaving, like you said, bolting Pam and bolting Driver Solutions. There's a reason for that. It's the super scam of trucking.
It really, when they get in it, it's definitely not, from what I can see and read, it's definitely not, I don't think what people expect it to be. I don't think that, you get enticed by a lot of things and then come to find out even with schools, with just a lot of things, that it's not what it's all cracked up to be and not what it seems. And that you really have to do your due diligence and do your research on it and don't fall for everything.
Well, and it hurts to see this industry in the shape it's in.
I agree.
Because all these courses right here, okay, are 3 to 4 weeks.
I have questions on that, and I'm not talking about drivers who've had some experience who go into trucking school. I'm talking about new drivers. I don't understand that some of them all the way down to in 15 days that they can be out on the road. I'm sure that's what the trainer, but they can actually be out on the road, which means that they're out there sharing their time with the trainer. So in 15 days, like for one example, the school's in 15 days. first of all, I didn't understand this. This is from one of the schools, is that you can go full or part-time. Okay. Now, full-time, you go from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday for the 15 days, right? But part-time, you can go from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. only on Saturday and Sundays for 15 days. Why would you go Monday through Friday if you can go part-time for 2 days in the exact same amount of days? Why would anyone go that long? I mean, if I was down and ready and need to get out there and start making some money, I would do the part-time, right? Do it on the weekend. The other thing is that if you break that down, so they have down that classroom and the permit is in the first 5 days. So you're going to get your permit in the first 5 days at your classroom. How do you learn all those things that you need to learn just to get your permit, let alone regulations and rules and everything else that are applied in 5 days? I mean, that's a lot to learn in 5 days. And then 11 through 15, your first 2 days, you're learning to shift and clutch, which, okay, I get that as, as far as that.
Yeah, you're in the shifting course.
Right. And so by day 15, though, you're, and in between, it was like 1 through 5 is your classroom. 6 through 10 is, you're learning to back and parallel and whatever, right? But then 11 through 15, then you're learning to shift and clutch. Now, that doesn't make sense to me. Don't you need to learn how to shift and clutch?
No.
And the parallel and everything?
Not necessarily, no.
But most of them just said
you're just
straight line.
Yeah, but right, because you're only putting it in one gear. When you go to shifting, you're going to double clutching, and then you're going out in the street. You don't need to go out of a gear. You're only putting it in one. So when you're backing or going forward, you're going to stay in one gear. That course is too small to shift gears. Like in truck stops, you're not supposed to be shifting gears in truck stops. You're supposed to, that's as big as it is. That's how fast you're going. You're supposed to get the understanding of the vessel.
Right.
Between backing, paralleling, and understanding this equipment. But you said it though.
Right.
In 3 days, you're actually at the DMV.
Right.
Within the first 3 days, you're at the DMV taking your written. Right. And they're pounding it in you.
Right.
Okay. And that's why it's a crash course. It's not a 3 to 4 week course. It's a crash course.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I'm very big into junior colleges, because technically everybody out on the road, everybody in America is affected because these drivers take these roads.
Right.
And, I saw something, legislation, we need all this. We need legislation for this right here.
Right. Because in actuality, for this particular school I'm talking about, it's only 3 days that you actually have actual road time.
It's a joke. Sheila, I went to CR England.
And then you're taking your test and you're like, poof, off you go.
I used to train at a 3 to 4 week course. Like these people do. Like this, right here. If you look into here, I trained at one of these places.
Right.
It's called CR England.
Right.
Right. And within 3 months, I could be a trainer. Within 3 months, I could train people out on the road.
See, and I don't think that's right either. I don't think that you have enough experience in 3 months to be out there training someone else who in 2 weeks is basically out there on the road. So now you have 2 inexperienced drivers. You got one teaching the other one. I don't understand that. I think there should be a minimum of at least 2 years, I'm going to say, or more, before you can actually be a trainer. That's just my opinion on it.
Makes no sense. It makes no sense to me, Sheila. Drivers, Brittany, let's go to the comments. Brittany Aiken says, drivers get ripped off with CPM. Jim Bailey says, I was a trainer on my 3rd load with CR England.
Wow.
Okay. And me and Jim Bailey wound up in the oil field. I wound up in the oil field. In the end, I wound up in the oil field because I was vigilant within my career. I actually quit trucking. The oil field came from me. I was at Albertsons cutting deli meat. I was done with this industry.
Right.
That's because of this stuff right here. Yeah. This right here is the super scam of trucking. Right. And they use drivers for it. It's inbreeding technically.
Oh.
It pisses me off because in the end, you're not going to get what you deserve for one, and you're going to kill somebody. All right. Kelly Furlong says, I had gotten my CDL from Celadon 5 years ago, and the classes were in school for about 3 months. I talked to a student yesterday who said he has been in school for 2 weeks and is already waiting to take his test.
Yeah. Super fast. That's 2 weeks. And I think that's the other thing. I don't think that they talk about safety enough.
No, there is.
I don't think they promote safety. I don't think that they.
Well,
I don't think they highlight safety as much. There was a couple of them that says that we're safe. We try to promote safety, but hardly any of them.
They don't even put it in their literature when they recruit you. They only put
Right.
affordable. They put affordable before safe.
Right.
They put, oh, we can get you into the seat, not safely, just get you into the seat.
Right.
Wait,
I agree.
are we going to go to these comments?
Yeah.
Dennis Hicks says, the longer the truck, the more interesting to bag. All right. Jerry says, you also have to look at these trucks and that the students are training and they are day cabs and they go out and try to back up a sleeper truck. Big difference. On top of that is your 3 to 4 days. You got the pup trailers. You don't even have 53-foot trailers as far as that goes. Ellie says, you can't learn anything in 15 days. You need at least a month, and then you still need 2 weeks, 3 weeks with a trainer. I wouldn't anybody drive my truck with 14 days or 15 with 14 days, 15 days. Sorry, guys. And I know it's text to typing, but you got to remember I'm reading these. Karen Granger says, oh, wow. How are you going to learn anything in 6 days for 15 days? I don't know. Trucker Wayne might be able to tell you that one.
Right.
I got confused for Trucker Wayne. Seriously? Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
I'm sorry.
Why not Trucker Chad or Trucker T?
Because your name is Wayne.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Alicia says, me too. Dennis Hicks. All right, Karen Granger did that. No. Trucker Wayne. Wow, 8 years. Oh, yeah, and he's never steered anybody wrong. But it seems like Driver Solutions and Pam is in trouble. Everybody's jumping ship over there. That's why somebody asked me about Pam. Remember I brought up Pam yesterday?
Right.
Because somebody asked me, hey, Trucker Wayne, what about Pam? What about Pam? What about Bob? I don't know Pam. I know Bob. Have I?
We just started trucking school. What about Bob?
And then there's Driver Solutions right there. Thank you for checking out our videos. I've checked out your videos, and it seems like it's just a pitch. It's just the same old for Pam Transport. And I heard Pam doesn't really take care of their drivers. That's why they're jumping ship. That's why Trucker Wayne, I think he's not even with Driver Solutions anymore. Now it's just Trucker Wayne.
Oh, who's not with them anymore?
Trucker Wayne.
Is not with them anymore?
I don't know. He went from Driver Solutions. Now he's just Trucker Wayne. There's no more watermark like there is here. See, there's a watermark there.
Oh.
See, so they made our page.
Oh.
Hey, how you doing? The thing is, you might want to worry Driver Solutions because there's another person in the game, and their name is Too Simple. We'll be right back.
We can handle the monsoons, the rainstorms, the haboobs, the high winds. We haven't solved snow yet, but the Arizona Southwest climate, the cameras have performed quite well.
There are probably people sitting at home watching this who are critical of it.
Yeah.
Does this somehow translate into job loss when it comes to the trucking industry?
No, absolutely no. From a fervor of my being, I have my uncle, my aunt, my cousins, they're all truck drivers. My cousin's 22 years old, and he wants to be a trucker. He'll retire a trucker if he wants to be. So what we are trying to do is offset that acute driver shortage in that long haul segment right now. The American Trucking Association says we're short around 50,000 drivers today, and it's growing to over 200,000 in the next few years.
So it does not stop there, Sheila. They're smarter than Driver Solutions, technically, because they partnered up with a college.
Launching in September that will train experienced truckers on the systems used by Too Simple. Missy Blair manages PCC's transportation program. She explained why the college is embracing autonomous tech.
The World Economic Forum recently posted something that 65% of the first graders now will be in jobs that don't exist right now. And so how do we get ahead of that as a community college? The college has been very hyper-focused on workforce. So this is something that we really want to be able to help the community with in getting upskilled because, as we know, things are moving rapidly in technology, and so we have to be able to adapt to that.
Too Simple earlier today told me part of the reason they settled on Tucson is the workforce, the U of A, Pima Community College. There's got to be some pressure to be sure that you deliver.
There is a little bit of pressure, but we're ready. We're ready for it. This is what we do. This is what we're comfortable with doing. We work with business and industry to find out what they need, so we're ready. the neat thing about this program is that this is the first iteration of it. As the technology gets better and as Too Simple forges their way through the industry, then we'll be able to also evolve with what they need. So this is just the first step of it. This is by no means where we stop with the program.
What is your pitch to prospective students?
You know, the industry can be a great industry. You know, get out there, get some experience, get paid to see the country, right? You can go out and drive, get paid to see the country. And then if this is something that you're interested in, come back. We'll get the certificate for them and get them upskilled with training that they need for this industry. And then they can go
play with those robot trucks.
Yeah.
Keywords. What were those keywords there?
See the country.
See the country.
Get paid to see the country.
They seem to have a better solution than Driver Solutions.
Well,
and I know you might be a little uncomfortable. This is reality. These people are these are vultures in this industry. Whether it's an autonomous truck or it's a Driver Solutions, and you can find them on YouTube, guys. And this is all for educational purposes only, not monetary gain. Let me get that out of the way.
And you know, like I said, yes, you're gonna see the country. There just needs to be more clarity on it, and a lot of these schools and the original recruiters for it are not, and that's for almost all of the schools that they're trying to recruit for, or the companies that they're trying to recruit to get into their schools, to either drive for them as a company or to become a lease purchaser, which is a whole different ball of wax than that. So I get, like I said, I get the enticement part of it. But I think there needs to be more clarity about it, a little more truthfulness about it. And I think that there should be some questions that, you know.
And somebody needs to do something about marketing. You have Driver Solutions on a Too Simple article.
Well,
that's just confusing shit.
That's the spot.
Do I go to the driver? Do I go to the driverless school? Or do I go to the one that says, hate isn't going to hate?
Well,
I don't know. But you see what I'm saying, though? How do you actually find the truth within trucking?
Right. And that's the question. It is what makes a good school? I mean, what makes a good school and what's a good fit for you? I mean, how many hours a week should a driver be trained?
I don't know. You can ask any one of these people right here.
Oh, right. Well, they're all going to tell me, you know, that I can have it done in like 2 to 3 weeks.
Well,
but how long is? How many hours a week should a driver be trained?
You can get it to CDL, no CDL, no problem. $10,000 team bonus, right there. I mean, you could get it in 3 to 4 weeks, Sheila.
Right.
3 to 4 weeks. It says right there on. Yeah, it says right there 3 to 4 weeks in the school.
So in 3 to 4 weeks, you know, the driver training, how long has my trainer been driving?
3 months.
Okay.
Because that was a requirement of CR England.
And
3 months.
I get trained in all kind of weather conditions in that 3
depends
weeks
on what
or
time
2
of the
weeks?
It depends on what time of the year, but you'll get there eventually.
And right. So I could be taking a school in Arizona or in California, which has pretty good weather most of the time. And then all of a sudden I'm done in 3 weeks, have no idea how to drive.
We're going to send you up to Boston to meet the Boston trucker and learn how to drive, because that's who should be training people.
You know
what I'm saying, though, right?
Right. So unless I get sent out there, I'm not going to get any kind of all weather or weather training.
No, you're going to get tossed to the sharks. You're going to get it when you get there. When you get it, when you find it, you start getting your training. And you could be already a trainer at that moment, and you're training the student how to drive in the weather you're learning how to drive in.
Okay, so that just tells me I would need to go to a school like in the east or up north in the winter time. That's all I'm saying.
Again, where do you go? Who do you trust?
And like I said, I think that there's so many things, there's so many questions and so many things that you need to know about, you know. I mean, you need to know about what happens to your loan. You need to know if you need a loan, what happens to it. Do they sell it to someone or is it stay with them? You know.
Well, here's you said something like that. Okay, so here's what you need to know. You want to know what you need to know, that you're going to work 70 hours a week and probably barely make minimum wage in that position that you're coming into the first year of trucking. You're going to get your ass handed to you. because it's called paying your dues. You're not going to come in this industry and get the top office with the big corner, with the big window, with the big view. You're going to get the view out that windshield and you're going to earn the miles. You have to get seat time. You have to be vigilant in your career. You have to talk to the right people. You're not going to find it on a page. You might find it on a panel with multiple people, but you're not going to find it with just one. You know, these people that pitch it to you, you're tired of making $8 an hour. You could be a truck driver. You could be your own boss. They don't tell them that you're going to be probably depending on that $100 advance every week, that you're not going to make as much as you're making at that job flipping burgers. Because if you break it down by the hours and the hours you put it out on the road and you break it down hourly by what you're making cents per mile, it's not going to look pretty.
Right.
And you have to be ready for that. That's where the truth needs to come out. It's called paying your dues. You have to learn. And eventually when you're done paying your dues, you might get to a position like this if you want.
Right.
Okay. This is SPB Trucking, who called me over the weekend and I put a driver in at that company.
Right.
I didn't. We worked together and we were able to find each other's help. I was able to help Gary, and I didn't charge him a thing.
Yeah.
There's no recruiting fee with the driver's side. We don't make money off of putting people over here. Okay, these people make money by putting people in seats. That's the difference. Is when there's the wrong underlying motive behind what's going on in this industry, like filling seats to get paid. That's why you have two companies working as one. All right, in this picture, you'll see down at the bottom, you'll see Pam Logistics down there, or Pam with Driver Solutions. That's two different companies.
Right.
And Driver Solutions has been putting people in the seat for 25 years. So they put thousands and thousands and thousands. But today it seems like they're jumping ship because that was 3 months ago.
And you would think that it'd have to be thousands because most of schools start once a week. So you figure if you have 100 in a classroom, that's 100 every single week that you're putting in, and only not even 10% are actually going to make it through to go on to take their test and become a driver. So that's a lot of people that you're constantly cycling through.
It's a vicious cycle, and that's why when you Google what's the turnover rate in the trucking industry, that's what you're going to get.
Right, 92%.
92% truck driver turnover rates are still lower than the average of 2019. So wait, it was higher in 2019?
Yeah.
Right. And what did Too Simple say they were doing? They were trying to resolve a driver shortage.
Right.
There is a quality driver shortage.
Right.
Because they keep getting bamboozled by this machine.
Right.
Okay, so all these companies make money off the government by filling seats, and then the companies actually make money off giving people careers out of these schools. We already know that. We've known that for how long?
Years.
So what's the solution, Sheila?
Education. You have to educate yourself if you're going to go into a school. And I wrote down some of the things to expect that new drivers going into the industry or thinking about going into the industry that they should know. They need to do their research with the school or the schools prior to enrolling. Okay. Have questions answered beforehand, before you even enroll. Have them answered beforehand. Don't just go to the first school you find on the internet or because it's the closest or you think you wouldn't qualify anywhere else. Okay. That's not true. Do your research. Okay. Go to the truck stops and talk to drivers, new and veterans. Ask them what they love and what they hate about the industry and what the actual lifestyle is like. Okay. Be responsible for yourself and that you want to succeed. Okay. Don't just I'm just going to take this job or whatever.
Know your worth.
Right. Don't be afraid to ask questions during recruitment, loan arrangements, instruction, or driving time. Don't take being a commercial motor vehicle driver lightly. It's a serious, responsible, hardworking professional career. Take responsibility for your mistakes and don't always blame others. Expect to be low man or woman on the totem pole and not get hired by everyone your first couple of years. Put your time in, get your experience first. Be the best you can be and always trying to learn and improve your skills and knowledge. Take pride in yourself and your truck. Act and respect yourself in a professional manner. Be courteous and respectful to your fellow trucking brothers and sisters. Don't act or expect to know everything in the beginning, and don't be afraid or too pompous to ask another driver for help or advice. Be patient with yourself and others. Accept and understand what an incredible responsibility is to be a driver. Understand there will be mishaps, delays, and problems, and not every load will go perfectly smooth. Understand you will be away from your home for long periods of time, and a trucking career isn't a vacation or sightseeing of the country. However, do take advantage of the great places you'll end up when you're on your off-duty time. Always look to advance your career and opportunities. Get endorsements in different sectors of the industry. And lastly, keep a positive attitude and be willing to make the commitment necessary to succeed and excel in your new trucking career.
It's amazing. You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing because you nailed it. Everything. I love you.
Well,
I love you. Get it, Sheila.
And I'm sure there's other things that are in there that you guys could add in there as well in there. But just be prepared and take it seriously. This isn't a job of just going down. This is a huge responsibility that drivers have. And for schools to just treat drivers like they're just a number, just pass them through, and let's just get them trained in 2 weeks and just throw them out there and we'll deal with consequences later or not. Or the consequences end up on who? The brand new driver. The safety needs to improve. But it needs to go in there. I think there needs to be a little more awareness of the actual what happens in the industry and the actual lifestyle. And I think that's what happens to drivers that go in. They're not expecting the lifestyle of it. They think that it's going to be some great road trip, that they're going to see all these great, wonderful places. And you do. At times you do. You know, a lot of them will be at truck stops and at shippers and receivers, kind of at docks and stuff. You do get to see some country, and hopefully some of you, most of you, take time to go out and see the great places. You guys always send us wonderful pictures of your scenery around, which is absolutely amazing. But the lifestyle of it is not for everybody. And that's where they need to be more upfront about it. That, you know what, like Wayne said, you're not going to make what they're promising in your first year.
You're going to get your ass handed to you.
You're going to start at the bottom of the totem pole. And as long as that, you know that, and you're okay with being away from family for long periods of time, up to a couple months at a time, and then you're only going to get a day or two off, and then you're back out there doing it again. As long as you know and you're aware of that, and you're willing to put that time and commitment in because you want it and you want to succeed in it, then you're going to be okay. It's going to be rough in your first year.
It's not easy, okay? Because everything that you see in this picture affects the roads today. This is what is going out on American highways. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's important that we all talk. Because we got a listener today named Bobby who says, I'm not a trucker. Listening to this is rather scary, but interesting. Putting truck drivers behind the wheel without proper training now. Correct. They are.
Definitely.
And here's some of your faces. Here's some of your faces that are doing it. And this is why. Okay. I know you can get mad at me all you want. This is why I get reported. It's because I call out the crap within this industry. And I'm okay with that. So why I get into it with my wife is because I will not stand down. If this morning show, the driver said, we'll never go away. I will be here to inform drivers on what exactly they're getting into. Your first year in trucking is not going to be easy. Your second year in trucking is not going to be easy. Wherever you're trying to get, it's not going to be easy because that's life. Life is not easy. To get to this large car, well, second generation driver knew a little bit about trucking when he got into it.
Mm-hmm.
Get it. And Jim Bailey, congratulations on your job. Starts today with SPB Trucking.
Oh, very cool.
Get it. Should we take a break and finally get to our good stuff? Because I'm lit. And I know. And look, baby, in the end, the one thing I'm not going to do is the one thing I can't trust nobody anymore. Because they're all over. These companies are all over just doing it. And guess what? I used to work for Martin Transport. Mm-hmm. This is how terrible I'm not even going to go there because, you know, I'm not going to put myself down. That's the old me. I'm not that person no more. But Martin Transport screwed up. I'll talk about it on another show. But look, let's take a small break.
Do you want to get into a couple more comments real quick? And
do I?
Because I do have some trucking news, you guys, and then we're going to get into weather and then the what now question as well.
All right, let's go to Dave Newland says, I thought you meant me. Dave, either way, I don't know. And look, if you take it personal, man, I don't, it's not directed towards you. If you think it's about you, it probably is. Not about you. Oh, hey, good morning, Ron. How are you? Oh, look, Scott decided to get off the comments and come over here and say hi.
Good morning.
Hi, Scott. How are you? You missed a great segment this morning, man. Pretty Lee Riley says, become a race car driver builder. You won't have time or money for anything else. Our parents and kids and grandkids are 100% hands-on in the shop and at the track. I live for days off with my family, and I'm actually going to meet you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see those cars. Me and my brother Charles are coming down. We already talked about it, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, dude, we're going down. Oh, yeah, we're going down to race cars. Race cars. I get it. We're going to get it. So, all right. Dean says, morning. Good morning, Dean. How are you? All right. We did pretty. Bobby Joe says, thank you, Dennis, for answering my response. Look, there you go. This is exactly what we are trying to change in the industry. Increase safety and education of the public. Well, you got Bobby right there, Dennis. There you go. And we're doing it. If it's one listener at a time, it will be one at a time. But the thing is, we are making a change within this industry in the right direction. And that's education. Because look, I'm telling you, these people right here will tell you what they want to put you in a seat and get that recruiting money and put it right in their pocket and be like, peace out, bro. Go grab me a new motorcycle or something. Sorry.
You're stupid.
I know I'm stupid. Actually, I'm very smart, Sheila, because I'm going to Chrome Shop 75. And I keep calm and just need to trust God and laugh and be kind a little more.
You keep calm most of the time.
Hey,
you always trust God, but you keep. I don't know about the keeping calm part.
Sweet, come on, get it, get it. Oh, just skip my working comment. What working? Working? What? You're over there telling that? Oh, please stop. Working? What? What are you doing? Sitting in a chair? You're over here. Stop it. Stop it.
Probably at work right now.
Sitting in a chair.
Why would he be sitting in a chair?
Because he's a driver.
Yeah, he is sitting in a seat. That's a seat, not a chair.
All right, Dennis Hicks says you can't advance your career in any industry without highly educating yourself. Do the minimum. Receive the minimum growth.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And remember, if you're making $8 an hour, or no, you're not making 8 anymore. Now it's 15, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
you'll be making way more than your drivers, the truckers, and the new driver in the industry.
And I think it was like 50 for federal. I don't know, still whatever, but yeah, it's a little higher.
All right, Ellie says, what happens when they don't need a person in the truck and it rides by itself? They may not need it. Okay, so we'll get into that. I'm going to get into that more this week, Ellie. I got a great episode coming up, and we're going to do it on autonomy. We're going to do it. I know people hate talking about it, don't want to talk about it. Well, they're talking about it now. Somebody's talking about legislation. We need to stop it and have that. There's a lot more that a driver does than just drive. There are so many duties outside that truck and within that truck that that the computer can't do. Okay, there's many jobs within that job. And as far as that goes, it's going to be the tedious. It's going to be certain routes, just like they use certain wording. If you listen to some of that Too Simple stuff, they use certain wording in most weather. So the upper north, they're not going to touch that. They're not going to touch it. They're going to say in that south corridor. They've already said it. Yeah, I want to say he said it in the clip. We don't do snow, but they're working.
Yeah,
on
they
that.
said they.
But they're working.
Yeah,
on
they're
that.
working on it.
Okay, so as far as that goes, Ellie, I'm going to cover that more this week because they've done they've got so much data. Too Simple is not new. They're not new, but they're finally teaming up with people that's going to really, really shift this industry's gears. PACCAR is actually releasing a line of trucks that's autonomous that'll be available to anybody.
Too Simple's actually partnering up with a lot of people.
They've made some major moves. Mm-hmm. But again, I'll cover more of that this week, and I want to sit down with drivers that have questions like this, and then I will run information. I have the data. They've put out all the information they're supposed to put out for those questions, like who do you sue and all that. They're underwriting it right now.
Right.
Because all that driver assist stuff that you've gotten discounts for, as far as that, insurance companies, they give discounts for that driver assist, that camera facing the driver, right? That's all part of autonomy. It's all part of it. Lane assist, drive, right? It's all part of it.
Right.
So they're working their way towards it, and they're being very open with it. Ellie says, all right, we got that one, Ellie. All right, let's head back down to the comments. All right, Ellie says, thank you. Phil Tristan says, make sure you pick up some air horns for that motorhome with that at that chrome.
Right.
Really, Phil Tristan? Get it. Dennis Hicks says, didn't know the senior citizens still work. Oh, God, Scott Granger. There it is. Jim, get it, Scott Granger. What's he getting? His walker? All right, we'll take a listen. All right, are we good with comments?
Yeah.
Kaden says, hello, Wayne and Sheila.
Good morning.
Good morning. Pretty says, time for me to drop and reload.
Yeah.
See y'all tomorrow. Get it.
Good.
Right.
Have a great day.
Remember, we are a show.
Yeah, I know.
For this,
and with that,
week.
I do have, yeah, I do have a little bit of trucking news.
So
and,
should we take a break?
Yeah, you know what? I wanted to, we were talking, I'm going to get right into part of the trucking news, which is, it's sad, but it's also a feel good, okay? Because, and the break will actually be the video that I have for it, okay? Because it just clearly shows you guys as far as the brother and sisterhood that is still out there. So we had a fellow brother who passed from complications from COVID, and Garland Romero, T-Boy, passed away due to complications. He was a driver, cattleman, and a trucking company owner, and he will be missed. However, an awesome convoy procession shows that the brother and sisterhood is still quite alive and never dies. And we just want to say condolences to the family. He's up there trucking heaven's highways, and get it, driver.
We'll be right back. Get it. Now to your trucking news.
All right, guys. And that was part of the trucking news. And like I said, even though we are so sad and sorry that that he passed away, but to see that brother and sisterhood out there, and that video was actually, guys, there was dozens and dozens more drivers in that convoy there. I mean, that video itself was almost 5 minutes long of just nothing but drivers that were in that procession that for his funeral services honoring that gentleman. So I just thought it was amazing.
It's bad to the bone.
It is.
It's just bad to the bone.
And
other tow operators
up to my
tow trucks do it too. Tow operators stuff too. Okay,
go to my picture because we have another highway angel.
Okay,
all right,
Garland.
So, no, not Garland. That was
I see Highway Angel right here.
There we go.
William Church from D-Lynn, Florida.
Yes. Okay.
Boy, these Florida people coming to the surface.
William Church, a 14-year veteran driver, was named the Truckload Carriers Association Highway Angel for his role in helping a family whose car caught on fire. When the driver of the car pulled over, so did William. He quickly jumped out of his truck and helped get all the family members, which was mom, dad, and 2 kids, out of the burning car and grabbed his fire extinguisher and put out the flames. The family was shaken but unhurt. He even allowed the kids to see the inside of his truck from the passenger side and even allowed them to blow their horns. So get it, driver. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome that he was named Highway Angel. And there's so many of you, as I said yesterday, guys, that so many of you do this. So many of you do this, and it needs to be highlighted more. More of these stories need to be out. I only found one out of all the sources this morning out of the trucking news. Those were the 2 Those were the two of the positive news that I found. The rest of it, there was tons of articles, but none of them were positive, and none of them showed positivity towards you drivers and of all the things that you do. So I'm going to try every day to find at least 1 to 2 positive messages and highlights of you drivers in the news.
So positively stay away from these two if you're out on the road.
All right, you guys. We still do have weather, and it is bad out there. Basically, we've got snow from coast to coast.
Are we going into weather already?
We are going. Yes,
drop your comments in the box over there. Drop your comments,
now.
your location, your weather, where you're at right now. And here we go. Yeah.
Yep.
Who's Garland, though, honey?
Garland was the gentleman. That's who I just said that who that procession was for.
Oh, I didn't put his picture up. Sorry, Garland. That's my bad. Damn, I'm terrible.
That was the gentleman.
His brother just lacking for another brother. Shit.
Yes.
Sorry, Garland.
And
get it, driver.
Yes.
All right, now to your weather. Drop them.
All right, you guys. Like I said, winter weather from coast to coast. Rain, freezing snow. Okay, let me repeat that. Rain, freezing rain, snow, and heavy snow in the following locations: Washington, Oregon, most of California, western, central, and eastern Idaho, western and southeastern Nevada, most of Arizona, Utah, northwestern and southern Wyoming, Colorado, most of New Mexico, northern Texas, Kansas, most of Nebraska, north central South Dakota, northwestern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, most of Missouri, most of Iowa, central to southern Wisconsin, Michigan, central to northern Illinois, central to northern Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and most of Maine. We've got rain or thunderstorms in the following areas: Dallas and Houston areas, most of Louisiana, central to southern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, northwestern Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, central to eastern Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, West Virginia, and Washington, D.C. We've got high wind warnings in California from Woodland and Sacramento, south to Taft and San Luis Obispo. Also in Oregon from Reedsport, south to Brookings, in Wyoming from Glendo and Garrett, south to Laramie, and in New Mexico and Texas from Roswell, south to Alpine and Marfa. So basically that you might be okay in North Dakota today. And parts of Montana.
How did you say that?
What? North Dakota.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
You trying to sound like a Dakotan?
North Dakota. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Jim says, Wayne, you had one job. I know, and that was with Garland. Of my bad, dude. Seriously, Jim Bailey, bro, you got one job. Drive that truck.
With regards to the weather, you guys, it is very important. I saw yesterday that Pennsylvania had driving restrictions out that were at 10 o'clock. I did not see yet if those restrictions had been lifted, but please check your weather services and report in the areas that you're out. Be extremely careful out there, because when they say that there's snow from coast to coast, they are not lying. There's rain, there's freezing rain. You've got really heavy snow in some areas, snow. I mean, it's a mess out there. I know Nebraska was a mess up there, Michigan. So guys, just wherever that you're going in those areas, please check your weather reports for restrictions or the conditions as of now.
Well, all right, before we get to your guys' weather, I want to get to this comment from Brian Bailey. We had a procession recently as well. His name was Mike Jones from Fort Myers, Florida. Get it. Dennis Hicks says, final ride, my friend. Rule the highway in the sky. I saw another one. Paul says, had one in Vineland a couple weeks ago. It's always amazing to see how many trucks and people show up to support them and to see how many people he touched and helped.
Yes.
And before that, and even when people do try to have processions and sometimes it doesn't work out the way they thought or thought it would be and drivers couldn't make it, we were able to make it recently for Amy Pitts. Thank you, Amy Pitts, for letting us be part of your life virtually and letting us do it virtually as best we could and to still help you today. And I saw Jeff helped her with the comment that she left today for the what now question.
Yes.
All right, now let's go to your weather. Your guys, Dennis Hicks says it's 30 and overcast and Warren where?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Boy, I'm getting bad. I'm getting old. Boy, glasses. 24 in D Oak Grove, Missouri. Alicia says 44 in Alma, Arkansas. Tampa is overcast, 72. And like I said, Jim Bailey says, one job, Wayne. All right. Brittany
Oh.
Aiken says,
I didn't remind
Childress,
him. No,
Texas,
no, that's okay.
partly cloudy and 32. Bobby says 29 in Lakeland, New York. Oh, boy. All right, Bobby says, we had an ice storm yesterday. Ron Perel says 70 degrees and sunny in Fort Myers, Florida. All right, you with me, Sheila?
It's just
You ready?
the very, very top portion.
Are you with me?
Of the northwestern part of Florida that's going to get the
All right.
thunderstorms today.
Paul says, outside my window on my couch in Belmar, New Jersey, overcast and rain coming
Correct, guys.
soon, 34.
Yes.
Amy Pitts, there she is, 20. Feels like 14. Icy roads, I-80 and exit I-94. Yep. And make sure Jeremiah's staying bundled up. Jeremiah's keep warm, brother. Little brother of the highway right there. King of Persia, raining in 39. Okay there, Kelly Furlong. 71 and partly cloudy in Orange, Texas. Pretty Lee Riley says 52. And Cooksville, Tennessee, you're back. I thought you were leaving.
He's got to drop our weather, though.
Yeah, drop your weather. Dean Stein says 64 and overcast in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. Brian Bailey, Beetle Bailey, I want to say that is, does some dash cam and catches dash footage of drivers that shouldn't be doing what they're doing. I see your stuff over. Check him out over on YouTube, and Dooner James Livingston over on YouTube. They're drivers that actually do it just to help the industry, and no money gained from whatever they're doing. All right. Brian Bailey says, starting around 11 a.m., I will be getting hit with snow and ice. All right. Brian says, PA will go back to tonight or this afternoon, possibly. Yeah. Darren Dreyer says, freezing rain in PA. Shout out to Darren and the family out here in I was out there. He had the chicken coops, duck eggs. That's our duck egg guy.
Yeah.
That's Darren. It's family, technically.
Yes.
That's Charles's best friend. Richardson Shane says 66 in Atlanta. Ellie says he is off to school. Oh, no, Jeremiah is off to school. Yeah. Ellie says it's raining here in Catawba. How do you say it? Catawba? Catawba, North Carolina. Yeah. All right. Amy Pitt says he was watching before he got on the bus. Damn it, I didn't get to say hi to Jeremiah. And Jackson. Don't let me forget Jackson.
Yes.
Damn it, Ellie.
And
Blake. You're letting me I blame you guys. It's all their fault. I got all this stuff to handle. I got to watch all these people right here. I mean, come on. Seriously. I got all this to look at. My God. Oh, boy. Here we go. All right. What do we got left, Sheila? Chucky, where you been this morning? Did my comment come through? Lost service here. I don't know. There you go, Chucky. How you doing, brother? You all right? You guys want to catch a live of a truck driver that's just getting it? Check out Chucky.
Yeah.
He goes live all the time. And if you want a good group to be part of, let's roll. That's a good group over there. Chucky and over there, those are good people over there. Yeah. I want to say Heather runs that group. Is that Mama?
I don't think so.
You want to check that?
Mama be coming all the
I don't know. You want to check that?
It's probably our neighbor.
Okay. Well, look, Bobby says Wayne is I'm funny looking. Am I funny looking? All right, here we go. All right, 31 degrees in White Oak, Missouri, or Mississippi.
I used to live off of White Oak.
And it's not White Oak. I read it wrong. All right.
Oh, well.
All right, so what else we got, Sheila?
Okay, guys, let's get into the what now question we talked about with the schools and stuff, for newbies of new drivers coming into the industry. Oh, yeah. We have a weekly what now question that we try to bridge that gap and help new drivers coming into the industry by you veteran seasoned drivers answering the questions. So this week's question was, if I started slipping on ice and snow and my trailer starts going sideways, what should I do? Like I said, so if you guys want to pop down your answers to that now, we didn't have a whole lot of responses on this, and I thought it was a great question.
Wait, hold on. You didn't have a whole lot of responses. You got 30,000 on the page. Right. Nothing. But boy, I got a picture of Kelly and Justin this morning. That got sent to me. God forbid. Wait, Charles hearted it, but didn't comment. Really? I get it.
Oh,
it's a tough time. Yeah.
poking that bear.
Oh, but dang, I'm sure Colleen's sitting at that where's she at today? In that brand new truck. She's busy. I get it. She's off the hook.
Yeah, she is. She's in that brand new
orientation and stuff. She started at Valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Congratulations, Colleen. Congratulations, all you guys going over to Valley. I'm happy for you all.
All right. So the answers that we did have, this is Larry Almond says, mash on the gas till the trailer straightens up, then let off, or close your eyes and hold on. And then Amy Pitts responded. She said, Jeff Bailey says, let off the fuel pedal. And so I had questions this morning because one was one and the other was the other way. And you had an answer for that. But let me get down to Lee's, which is Lee Tussing says, move to Nevada. Although in certain areas of Nevada, unless you're more specific, like Vegas, that doesn't get much snow in that, because up in northern Nevada, it snows a lot. So up in the Sierra Nevada up there, snows a lot. So only certain parts of Nevada. Okay, so then I want to get over to, give me a second, you guys. I have to go over to the group. What?
Nothing?
Yeah, I have to go over to the group.
What do you want?
Because we did have one, we had one from Dennis, and Dennis had a great
Dennis Hicks had nailed it.
Yeah, Dennis Hicks had a great response. So, oh, okay.
Okay, whoa, power's going. We just had a power surge.
No boy. So Dennis Hicks says, the textbook answer would be to let off the accelerator and steer into the same direction of the slide, and a truck and trailer should fall in line as you straighten out. But in my experience, I have noticed this to be quite false when actually put to the test. The reason is during winter driving conditions, you never max out whatever your truck is capable of and or governed to. Yes, to allow yourself, hold on. Yes, to allow yourself the room that should you start the slide and your trailer comes around you, you can accelerate in order to get the tractor back in front.
Right, you got to get back out. You got to get back under that trailer. So you've lost control of your trailer. If you're sliding, your trailer's sliding. You need to get back under. You need to pull it. You're always supposed to have a constant pull on that trailer. Okay, that trailer's not supposed to push you. You're supposed to push it.
Right.
Okay, so you're supposed to know. You're supposed to leave yourself pedal. There's a couple things you can do in that situation, but Dennis, I think, nailed it. Okay, because but once you start seeing that trailer, you need to get it. You need to get it.
Well, what I say this morning, my thing was first, stay calm. Stay calm and don't slam on the brakes. Because I know that, obviously, you guys know I've never driven a commercial motor vehicle before ever, as far as that, stumbling on my words there. But I did live in Tahoe and Reno for 10 years.
Look at you, tough girl.
I did. And so.
Drove a Honda. Stick.
You know what though? That little front wheel drive.
Penny.
Penny was like the best, boy. She was great. I had a little Hyundai Excel. It was my first car I ever bought on my own. Okay, not my old clunkers that were given to me. And you learn not to slam on the brakes because you're just gonna slide. So, and to stay calm, don't panic and start jerking all over the place and that kind of a thing, because you're just gonna get yourself into a mess. So I have driven in snow in that sense. But having obviously that trailer behind me, I would imagine that if you start sliding and it came around, that if you didn't kind of put on the gas a little bit to go forward to try to straighten it out, that the trailer and pushing the brakes on, that trailer would just come around more. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've never had.
Yeah, I think Dennis Hicks nailed it. It was a great, and Amy wasn't wrong. Technically, it just depends on the situation. Also, depends on everything in that situation. But what I was taught, you're always to be pulling that trailer. Always pull that trailer. Don't let that trailer do you. You do it. Get it.
Right, and obviously in textbook it tells you to decrease your speed, and I get, as far as not going fast, as far as conditions, I can see probably why that would be. But I'm talking about, all of a sudden you're here and you're looking over and your trailer's coming up next to you.
Jeff says, if you aren't experienced to drive in the snow, just park it.
Right.
Get it. Well, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody for the What's Now. I love the fact that you do the What's Now. A little disappointing that not more people that participate. I mean, I get it. I mean, they like the show. That's pretty much it.
You know what though? I was surprised on this one too, because we are in winter driving right now. And so I thought that one was a good one for what's going on right now that would really help new drivers who are out there experiencing this kind of winter driving conditions. But some, you know what, guys, some questions are better than others that you answer to, and some don't. But you know what? We always appreciate all of you who take the time to answer. So thank you so much.
And comments. So speaking of that, start dropping your last comments, final thoughts, whatever you want to drop over there, because we're going to start wrapping this up. We went 20 minutes over, you know, but like I said, you know, it was crazy. I got mistaken for Trucker Wing. So I appreciate the show today. I appreciate people mistaking me for other people. Somebody else, I got a message from somebody, sends me a video and said, hey, they mentioned you in this video and it wasn't me. It was Todd Campbell, not Wayne Campbell. Todd Campbell's known in the trucking industry as the crazy Democrat. I'm like, seriously? Are you kidding me, people? And they're people that I know. Oh my God, is it that simple?
And people make mistakes.
Well, it's just too simple, Sheila.
Oh, really?
Point being is you got to know what you're watching, who you're watching, when you're watching it, and what to look for in today's industry. Because, well, there are a lot of faces that are out there to put you in a seat to benefit their pocket in the end. And in the end, that seems like what the trucking industry has gone to, is people just putting money in their pocket, making money off the backs of the driver. And also at the same time, the industry is shifting gears in a new direction, and it's with technology. You know, like Dennis said, you know, he loves his apps. You know, and we went from a time from having a guy like that, for a guy for that, to having an app for that. And we're going to talk more about that later on down the line. I mean, I know that there's load board apps. So when when all these trucking companies go, you know, to this driver, so will loads just get sent to the trucks and the truck won't turn down a load? Or that truck just say, oh no, dude, I'm chilling here in Tennessee for a couple of days, hanging out with the driver's side. We're there and go over my sensors. They're going to check out the truck. We'll take them around town. They're going to get lit. And I'm going to be the designated driver. Imagine that. And if you're an operator for those driverless trucks, could you just get lit? Have a few? or like, oh, I get, well, what about autonomous cars? Drinking and driving solves that issue, doesn't it? Who are you going to trust, the drunk or the computer?
Yeah, well,
or the computer that tells on the drunk?
Well, you just put it on automatic and let it drive itself.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we got a lot to talk about when it comes to that, which I'll be doing a show this week on.
Which would really put like the cabs and Uber and all those guys out of business.
Okay, we got 5 new comments, I think, Sheila, for as far as saying goodbye. Imar Shaikh. Okay, yeah, I can't understand what you're saying there, bro. But I guess oh, damn it, did I share into Truck Driver USA again? Oh man. Oh, oh God, I'm not going to get into that. All right, Alicia says it's a good one, but like Dennis explained, it may or may not hold true to the textbook. If experienced enough using trailer trolley brake can get it back behind you. Yeah, if you know what a chicken brake is, but trucks don't have chicken brakes anymore. They don't have those. It used to be a chicken brake. Yeah, you know, I learned what a chicken brake was. The biggest rookie move in America that any rookie can make. So there's a chicken. There's a chicken brake. It's called it's a brake, trailer brake. And there's a handle on the steering wheel right there. And you pull it down, and it holds it. You know, brakes your trailer.
Right.
But you can push it down and not realize you did, and push your brakes in on the dash and try to take off, and you're not going nowhere. I jumped out of that truck. You piece of crap! It's not going nowhere. Or my boy Robert jumped in it, put it in gear, slid up. That's how I learned what a chicken brake was.
Oh, but you learned.
Yeah.
The hard way, but you learned.
All right, Phil Chisholm says, nice job as always, Wayne Amiga and Sheila.
Thanks, Phil.
Beautiful way to start the mornings. Well, I don't know about beautiful. Well, it is. I agree with that. It's beautiful in every way, but enjoyable, I don't know. Right. Mine does, brother. I don't know what you're saying. All right, Dennis Hicks says, love everybody and safe everyone. Keep the dirty side down. And if you don't know what side that is, shame on you. Got your ass. Yeah, keep that dirty thing down. Stinky, nasty bastard. Kelly Furlong, if you don't feel safe driving, shut it down. Your life is more important than the road. Don't let company force you to drive. And that's right. Life before load
Right.
is what we promote over here. And oh, please get me started. Amy Pitt says they probably say Dennis answer and it didn't know what to add to it. Okay, not sure what that's going on. What we got here? All right. Robert Payton says, I'm frozen to death waiting in line to check in. 8 degrees here in Long California. Y'all stay warm. It's actually like 60 right now. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. It's rainy, but
California.
it's good. All right.
Not gonna get it.
Renee says everybody accused me of being an AR when I was interviewing with Starsky Robotics. Yeah, no, look, Renee, we've had that talk. We've had that talk. Renee, me and Renee go back a little ways. I remember, it was wonderful. And I think it was wonderful seeing you in San Antonio. And I drove from Fort Worth to San Antonio just to see her and Eddie and them. But she was close to me recently and I wasn't able to go see her. I felt bad, Renee. I honestly did. But Renee, she was actually was going to apply it at Starsky Robotics as a driver and stuff. We were talking about that. I don't think it worked out. She's back in the truck now.
Yeah.
And she
After a
seems
while,
to be
I'm
happy.
glad.
But I'll tell you this, she got really pissed off at the shop. Yeah, you don't want to piss that little fire plug. You don't. You don't. You really don't. Dude, she'll tear that shop up. I promise you. She's probably laughing her ass off right now. I love you, Renee. So, all right. Amy Pitt says, love you guys. I know Jeff and you guys help me get through the next few days. We will. All right, Amy, we love you for forever. We love you for letting us be part of your life. And she drops that purple heart because that was Dave's favorite color. That was my mother's favorite color. Yep. So I guess we can go ahead and wrap this up. Yep. I think we're done here.
Yep.
Hopefully I wasn't as calm as yesterday, Mr. Tristan, but it's getting better.
That's okay. Some things rile you up and he wants to discuss and he has to.
Don't worry, I'm going to get my ass handed to me after the show today.
No, I have to keep him calm in this.
So are you saying that I handled it okay?
You're okay.
Or did I cross the line? Did I cross the line?
You're okay.
Right, yeah. I don't hide nothing. Well, I don't hide it, but I
really? Why'd you sleep in the house the other night? Awkward silence right there. All right, let's wrap this up and say goodnight.
See you, family. Get it. And with that being said, guys, remember, you're the heartbeat of America. You should be treated that way. Always keep your side up, rubber side down. And to make money in today's trucking, what do you got to do, Sheila? Do we have a pity? Yes, we do. All right, here's your feel-good pity of the day. And remember, be careful of who you trust and who you let in your house. Have a good day.
Bye, guys. See you.
Good boy.